Welcome applicants, mentors, and parents. My name is Neanna, and I'm the program manager for the Summer Leadership Institute here at the Women's Foundation of California. You are all here because you have heard all about SLI and are now taking the steps to get that application in. During this tutorial, I will walk you through the application, give you a few tips, a few pointers on how to avoid common and easy mistakes during this process, and also give you some tips and tricks and advice on how to best position yourself. How does that sound? All right, sounds good. Let's go ahead and get started. So you have clicked the link to apply. Thank you so much. Now that you are here, you should see a page that looks something like this with a green button that instructs you to apply. Before you click on the apply button, I want you to go ahead and screenshot this page or take a picture of it on your device, and also take note of my email address just in case there's any questions or concerns that is not answered in this tutorial. All right, you've taken the picture, you've taken a screenshot. Now it's time to get this show on the road. Go ahead and click that green apply button. After you have clicked the green apply button, you will be taken to this screen here. Here, you will have the option to log into your existing SurveyMonkey account or create a new one. What you want to do is select register if you are not already registered, and make sure that you are not registering with a school-associated email address. Or if you are a mentor, a parent, advisor, etc., please make sure that you are not logging in or creating a SurveyMonkey account with your email. This is to keep things as confidential as possible. Once you create an account, you will be instructed to verify your email. To make things easier, go ahead and take some time at this point to click the green Send Verification Link button to prompt SurveyMonkey to send an automated verification link to the email you provided. If you ignore this step, you will not be able to submit your application at the end. First step in this application process is the eligibility section. In this section, we ask a few questions to see, number one, if you're eligible to apply, and number two, to see if you are available during the SLI retreat dates, which will be July 7th to July 10th. On this page, in this section, we will also ask if you are willing to comply with our COVID protocol. However, please do reach out if you have any limitations or religious exemptions to our protocol. Remember earlier when I mentioned how important it is to cross our T's and dot our I's? Well, this is exactly why. Here's an example of an error message that might occur if you are not careful to select an answer for each question. You will see a red sentence informing you that you must select an answer in order to move forward to the next page. So make sure that you're selecting yes or no when prompted. Once you have selected an answer for each section, you will be able to click the green Mark as Complete button and go to the next step in the application. Once you select the Mark as Complete button, you will be taken to this page where you're able to see a green check mark, and that green check mark will indicate that you have successfully completed that portion of the application. And if you look at the very bottom, you'll be able to see a bar that shows you how many tasks you have completed and how many you have left to go. Now that you have completed the eligibility section, you are now able to move on to the individual information section. Here, you are to provide some basic information about yourself, such as your full name, your preferred pronouns, where you heard about this program, your email, your phone number, your address, and very importantly, the name and information of a parent or guardian of yours. During this step, I want to remind you again to only use your personal emails. And I also want to flag that when you enter your phone number, please only use dashes to separate the numbers and not any parentheses, or you will receive an error message that looks something like this. Here, under this section, we will also have a couple of spots to list any of your social media handles that you have or that you feel will allow us to see more about who you are and any of the type of work that you have completed to make your school or community a better place. This is completely optional. But if you started a club, if you have a nonprofit, or if you want to paste a link to a certain post that highlights your work here, it's a great place to do it. Also on this page, we will also ask if you have any accessibility needs. And as I mentioned earlier, this application is 100% confidential and information will not be shared out to anyone outside of the SLI team. So please feel free to advocate for anything that you may need so that we can make sure that you are supported at the retreat and have all that you need to thrive, learn, and have the best time. To my mentors, my organization members or representatives or parents, if your applicant shares that they are uncertain about answering this question, please take some time to assure them that this is only to ensure that they have what they need to fully experience the Summer Leadership Institute, and that this is a great way for them to begin to advocate for themselves in a safe space. If you select no, you will be able to move forward. And if you select yes, you will have the option to share a little more about what we can do to best support you and your needs. Once completed, you will be able to select that green mark as complete button and move forward. All right, now you have completed 2 out of the 5 tasks, and you are now able to see 2 check marks. Wasn't that easy? I hope it was. The next segment will ask you questions about your identity and demographics. Here you can select the answers that apply to you and best describe yourself. For the questions in the section, you can select more than one answer. So go ahead and check as many boxes as you'd like if they pertain to you. Again, I want to reiterate that these answers are completely confidential. So parents, guardians, community members, and mentors, if you are supporting an applicant with completing this application, please allow them the space and opportunity to answer these questions privately unless they ask for assistance. And just like the previous sections, if you have answered all of the questions, you will see a green box at the bottom that says mark as complete. All right, congratulations. Now you have completed 3 out of the 5 tasks. You are almost there. Now you should see 3 green check marks on the left-hand side, and at the bottom, you should see the bar is slowly getting closer to the end. So now we have arrived at the employment and volunteer activities section. And here is where you are able to share more about the work that you have been involved in, as well as the communities and organizations that you are a part of. Go ahead and please feel free to list the names of any organizations that you've worked at or worked with or volunteered at. Go ahead and list some of the things that you have done at each organization, the dates, and the contact information of someone that you have worked closely with at that organization, at least one of the organizations, just in case we reach out to them to verify. I also want to note that there will be an opportunity for you to save and edit these answers. However, I highly encourage that you create a Google Doc or a Word document where you can write out these answers and paste them. And this is just to make sure that you don't lose any important information due to technical difficulties or any glitches in the application portal. Like I said, you're able to press save and continue editing. So if you need to step away, type it out and come back, the application will not delete, but we just want to be safe. Instead of sorry, and make sure that we have the text external from the application just in case. So that way, should anything happen, should anything crash, the Wi-Fi cut out, anything, you're just able to go into that document, copy it, and paste it back here. Pick up where you left off. All right. So you went ahead and you showed us and told us a little bit more about where you worked, where you volunteered, some of the things that you did at that organization. You gave us a name of the person that you worked closely with at that organization. And now you are ready to move forward to the next step. And so now you should see 4 green checks and you're almost there. Okay. We have gotten through majority of the steps at this point and are now at the final segment, which is our short answer segment. Here you will see 4 questions and some instructions and guidelines on how to answer them. And I know this part can look and feel like a lot, but I'm here to assure you that we are not looking for perfection and that this is in no way, shape, or form a college level essay. These are 4 questions that will allow us to get an opportunity to know you, to know your experiences, to see how your journey has prepared you for this opportunity. And your responses will also help us understand what excites you about becoming an SLI fellow, and what you're looking to get out of this junior fellowship. But before diving into the logistics on how to submit the responses, whether it be in a video or written format, I want to take some time to go over each question in great detail to clarify what we're looking for in your answers. So 1 second, please. I want us to take a deep dive. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read the first question. So the Summer Leadership Institute is designed to challenge you, broaden your perspectives, and foster personal growth in various ways. Describe a time when your experiences or perspectives were not centered and you had to collaborate with others to work towards a shared goal or mission. So to my youth applicants, I want you to go ahead and think about a time where you were a part of a group where your perspectives, your background, where you came from, where you grew up, or your experiences, your journey was a lot different from the majority of the other folks you were working with. Maybe you were working on a school project, maybe you were participating in a community event, or maybe you're just navigating a personal challenge within a diverse group of people who come from different area codes, people who may have had a different upbringing, it might be a different race, etc. How did you ensure that your voice was heard and that you represented yourself? But you also made sure to respect others and make sure that their perspectives and their experiences were also heard and not invalidated. I want you to highlight what you learned about that process. What did you learn during that collaboration process from those unique group of folks? I want you to highlight any areas or moments where you had to compromise or step aside and let others lead, let others' perspectives lead. And I also want you to talk about the power of diverse perspectives, the power of a group of folks who may not look the same or come from the same background, coming together to work towards one shared goal or mission. Talk about the beauty in that. All right, and for my parents, guardians, and mentors, if you notice that an applicant is having a difficult time answering this question, I want you to encourage them to reflect on a situation where they had to adapt or collaborate in a space where they didn't fit, or they felt like their perspectives weren't centered or recognized. Help them understand that in that process where they had to step outside of themselves and their experiences, that there was some strength there, whether it was them being patient, whether it was them having to have an open mind or build bridges between different communities and viewpoints. I want you to reinforce to them that leadership isn't always about being in charge. That is also about listening and working together collectively to find solutions. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read question 2. One of the Summer Leadership Institute's primary goals is to educate feminine and non-binary folks on the importance of building community and harnessing collective power to deepen the impact they like to make in their communities. How do you demonstrate leadership in your own life? And how do you envision the values of community and collective power contributing to your leadership journey? Now, for my youth applicants, I want to say that leadership isn't just about a title. It's not about a role. It's about how you show up for others and how you guide others. Think about how you take initiative, whether it's supporting your friends or whether you take initiative organizing an event or mentoring younger students, or how you step up to advocate for change. How do you uplift those around you? Okay. Now, I also want you to think about how being a part of a strong community strengthens your leadership. What does collective power mean to you? And what I mean by collective power is, what does harnessing the strengths and the values and the ideas and the beliefs of those who don't look like you all the time, who don't come from the same background as you all the time? How does it look coming together with folks who may have different life experiences from you, strengthen you as a leader and strengthen the outcomes? All right, so for the parents and the guardians and mentors, if you are supporting an applicant, I would encourage you to support the applicant by helping them identify moments where they have stepped up, even if it was in small ways, whether it was like sticking up for a friend or taking responsibility at home or being a voice for an important issue, and help them connect these moments to the broader idea that leadership is about shared power and using your voice to make a difference and not just individual actions. I want you to encourage them and reinforce that SLI will help them grow this mindset and develop skills to make an even greater impact. So to the mentors and the youth applicants, I want y'all to really think big about leadership. Don't just go by the textbook definition of what leadership is. I want you to think and explore what leadership has been for you in your household, in your community, in your friend groups. How have you taken the initiative to lead? And how has that initiative led to greater things beyond what you could have even imagined individually? And also, I want you to think about how those values that you have about community, I want you to think about how beautiful collective power it can be and how that beauty has led to your leadership journey and shaped the type of leader that you are. All right, now on to question number 3. Why are you interested in participating in the Summer Leadership Institute? And what specific skills and knowledge do you hope to gain from SLI? What unique qualities, experiences, and perspectives do you hope to bring to the program? For the youth applicants applying, this is your chance to show why SLI excites you. What drew you to this opportunity? Are you eager to sharpen your leadership skills? Do you want to learn more about activism? Or just connect with like-minded peers? This is your time to be specific, and don't be shy to mention the skills that you want to gain, whether it's public speaking, whether you want to learn more about policy or community organizing. This is the space to do it. We will not count anything against you. Don't forget that this is an entry-level program. So we are here to meet you where your passion is. We want to learn more about what led you to apply to SLI. There's no wrong answer here. And for the parents, the guardians, and mentors, I want you to help your applicant articulate why this program is a great fit for them. And when I say help, I do not mean directly help. I mean, if they ask you, hey, how do I answer this question? I want you to encourage the applicant to articulate why this program is a great fit for them. Encourage them to think beyond the general interest, like, oh, I just want to go out to a retreat and I want to make friends. But I want you to inspire them, encourage them to think about why the Summer Leadership Institute aligns with their values, their interests, and their aspirations. And also remind them that their uniqueness, it matters. Their voice matters, their experiences and their dreams and the diversity that they might bring to this applicant pool. And the cohort will only just add depth and diversity to the program long term. So we are looking for those who come from different backgrounds and different walks of life to apply. Those who are entry and beginner level activists, those who want to learn more, they are all welcome in this program. This is a great space and opportunity to really strengthen and sharpen your leadership skills and get your feet wet in policy, advocacy, and community organizing. All right, for the last question, the Summer Leadership Institute is designed to challenge you, broaden your perspectives, and foster personal growth in various ways. How has your experience with adversity and challenging situations shaped you into the person that you are today? So for the youth applicants applying, I want to let you know that everybody faces challenges. But what is most important is how you've grown from them. And I want you to share or think about a moment where you had a difficult time and you overcame it, whether it be a personal moment, whether it be academically, whether it be community related, and what that process or that experience has taught you about who you are. Did it make you more resilient? Did it deepen your empathy? Did it strengthen your drive? This is a chance to show your strength in your experiences, and show how they have shaped your passion for leadership and social change. All right, so for the parents, guardians, and mentors, if you have an applicant who has a question about this specific question, I want you to encourage them to identify a meaningful story that reflects their growth. It doesn't have to be a big, dramatic story, because we know that even smaller stories can be powerful when they highlight resilience and self-discovery. The goal is just to reassure them that there's power in their stories, and that no matter what the story is, whether it is big or small, that there might be instances where they have grown, or that they have learned from maybe a mistake that they made or a challenge that happened. And that has led to the type of person that they are today and who they are becoming. And this question isn't about having the perfect story. It's about showing, again, reflection, growth, and authenticity. All right. So to close out this section, I just want to say that no matter where you come from or the challenges that you have faced, your voice, your experiences, and your dreams matter. And the Summer Leadership Institute is really a space where you can grow, connect, and step into your power as a leader. So I want you to be bold in your responses. This is your chance to share who you are currently and also who you are becoming. I want to emphasize again, who you are becoming. You do not have to have it all together or have done it all when you apply. Who you are, where you are, is just enough. This is an entry-level program, meaning you don't have to know every law, policy, or political term. We want to meet you where your passion for strengthening and empowering marginalized and impacted communities lie. You already have so much to offer, and we can't wait to hear your story. I just want you to trust yourself. I want you to embrace your journey, and step forward with all the confidence in the world. The future is yours to shape, and there is no perfect answer. There is no perfect answer. There is no wrong answer. Just be as true and authentic as you possibly can, and have no fear. Okay, now on to the technical part. So we recognize that not everyone is the strongest writer and not everyone is comfortable being on camera. So we want to give you the choice to do what works best for you and your strengths. So you will either have the option to upload your response in a video format or type it out, not both. So it's either or. If you are writing, you will have a 75-word minimum for each question. And again, I want to take some time to mention that although, again, you can type your answer directly in this text box, I encourage you to go ahead and copy the question in an external document or Word doc, and then write that answer out there. And then once you are finished, come back into the application and paste it, just to be on the safe side. However, if you are choosing to go the video route, please listen closely. You'll be able to upload only one link. So this means that you'll be able to create one video, and in that one video, that video should answer all 4 questions. If you want to go this route, that is totally fine. Just please specify which question you are answering. And we prefer that you go in the order of the questions listed on the application. And we also want to encourage you to ensure that your response is no longer than 1 minute. So you have up to 1 minute per question. And when you paste your link and it takes us to the video, the link should be no longer than 4 minutes. So please time yourself to make sure that you're giving yourself at least 1 minute per question. And please do not spend 3 minutes answering one question and speed through the other questions because you spent so much time answering the first or second question. I want you to pace yourself. Please, please pace yourself. And again, do not make the video longer than 4 minutes. All right, so on this page here, you can see that there is a box, and that box is where you will go ahead and paste your URL or link to that one video, which answers all 4 questions and is no longer than 4 minutes. Now, some tips. If you are able to record on your cell phone or your computer or your laptop, iPad, etc., it could be really helpful if you upload it to your Google Drive and take that link to that video and paste it here from your Google Drive. Just make sure that it is able to be viewed and accessed by us or anyone. Even though it won't be shared out, we just want to make sure that the security lock is not on that video so we're able to just see it. And then also you can use Canva. So Canva is a really good website or platform to record videos. You can record your video on Canva. You can go into the presenter mode, and they also have an option that says present and record. So you can press present and record. And then at the end of your recording, they will give you a shareable link. You can take that shareable link and paste it right here in that box as well. Now, I know this can be a lot, and a lot of folks are not tech savvy. I am not tech savvy all the time. So please feel free to reach out to someone who is, or just go ahead and shoot me an email, and I can do my best to assist you and help you get those videos uploaded. All right, so you've gotten the video uploaded. You have typed your written response if you went down that route, and you selected mark as complete. So, all right, so once you have uploaded your video or typed in your responses, you are all set. And now you should have 5 green checks on the left-hand side. And at the very bottom, you should see that all 5 of your tasks have been completed. Now, you know you did this and you're all set when you are able to see a green submit button. If you are not finished and that email is not verified, like we talked about at the very beginning, your submit button will be gray. But if it is green, that means you have verified your email, you have completed all areas of this application, and you are ready to submit. Now, once you click submit, it's going to ask you one more time if you would like to review your application. And I highly encourage you to do it, because once you submit, you will not be able to edit again. So go ahead and click that gray review button and take some time to scroll through your application, see if there's any errors or mistakes, or if you wanted to rewrite something or say something differently. Once you feel confident enough about your application, at the top right-hand side, you will see a green button that says submit your application. And then, and only then, will I encourage you to go ahead and submit your application. Now, it will ask you again one final time if you are ready to submit. And I want you to think about it one more time. And once you've thought about it once more, you are able to go ahead and press submit. All right, and now you are done and you have officially submitted your application. Best of luck to you. And if you have any questions or concerns about the Summer Leadership Institute or the application process, please do not hesitate to send an email to me. You should be getting an email confirmation that you submitted your application. And I would encourage you to check our website to see if there's any updates about the application process. All right, bye for now.